Guys, we're here. Germany versus Estonia. We're rocking and rolling. First fight's pretty much already done and dusted as I'm speaking right now, and they're doing the flying bash. Are you kidding me? You're absolutely kidding me.
Yes, bro. Yes.
That's insanity.
Okay, Germany.
Yep.
Taking that first.
Do me a quick favor. One, make sure you go back to your camera, and two, pause for like a single second, and we'll be back in check.
Back to my camera.
Yeah, because you're showing your. Well, actually, never mind. I'm being dumb. Please ignore me.
Okay. Okay, wait. And then what's your percentage right now?
I am at 16, 17, 18.
19, 20. Okay. Okay. So are you at 23, 24, 25?
Yeah. We're locked back
cool.
in. We are looking pretty.
Okay. Cool. Dude, this cat is just so oppressive. I mean, Icenom just finds a kill into Yoko. Estonia just has like a... I don't know how this is going to work out in their favor.
Yeah.
I know how he's...
Yeah, I mean, Germany's going to stay aggressive too. I mean, Icenom on that diva is going to be really tough to deal with. Aku. This is going to be so much fun to see. And again, there's definitely some alumni here from CGL. I look at like Docky, I look at SXJ, Tom X as well. Plenty of players that have played in those big open tournaments.
Yeah, also really quickly, Aku, another member of Element Sunrise, so good to see some elemental representation here. Coffee getting immediately blown out of proportion. Icenom getting another kill on every. There goes Tomix. This is silly Overwatch.
This is
Your Honor.
big silly, but this is genuine like German ingenuity right here. Let's be real.
Truth me.
How does Yelko
True. That's a weird name. I never really considered that. Estonia tank. Wait, you can fly with ult?
Yep, you sure can.
That's the thing you could do.
You should find a good target.
Not able to find anybody, but it's okay.
It doesn't work out too well though. It is what it is. But we're at 85+% already, and now you're worried about even touching this point right now because you still have a flying bash going on. Coffee gets exploded with the concussive mine, and while there's going to be overtime touch, I can't say I think it's going to matter a ton here. SXJ does have a barrage ready to go. It's just going to throw it all directly into the tank, and while bomb is available, doesn't find any recipients. The answer is no. They will remac, but they did Team Mac just as quickly burnt away. First round definitively going to Germany.
Yeah, this one might not be as close as we thought it might have been.
Hey, listen, it's silly scenarios being done here. We'll see how it goes when you aren't able to play this anymore. But for right now, you need to find a solution, and you need to find a solution very fast.
Docky, the only one falling. That's a little bit of a rough statistic for the side of Estonia. Maybe they put in Marcus and he goes Reaper. But this is I think a couple compositional swaps here. Icenom actually going to be going a real player and also getting off of that cat. So it looks like they're going to be running an actual comp now, which could be different and interesting to see.
Be definitively interesting. Well, we'll see. We're getting ready to head into our second round. Going to Control Center, and Icenom gonna make that change up over to the Ramatra instead, and they make a couple of quick swaps at the end there as well. SXJ is gonna stay on the Zarya, the Symmetra. They both have beams. Anyone could be mistaken. I think Tro is gonna be in a situation where they're gonna see this and realize, yeah, no, buddy, I'm not doing this. Go back and like immediately swap to Ramatra if they lose this first fight. We'll see though. Who's going to find that value first and foremost? Yoko over on that Reaper is certainly going to be able to deal a bunch of big damage and harass his backline, but immediately is going to be forced out from that body shot coming through on the Soj. But it's all about getting that point press and staying on there, trying to force everybody away, as Tro once again is trying to stay off the ground so that SXJ finds as little value as possible. But the moment they drop down, full advantage is taken care of. Eventually going to be bursted down. And that will settle that as well. Yoko finds one. The flip starts with Germany.
Yeah, Germany going to be able to get it, and there is a flip, sure, but it's not going to matter all too much. Something that I really think is interesting is the fact that Estonia, I feel like they're kind of in desperation mode, because I don't think they normally would run the Reaper in this kind of situation, considering that they have Marcus, who is a Reaper one-trick on their roster, and he's not in right now. So it makes me believe that they weren't planning on running that Reaper to begin with. But Germany definitely going to have the advantage here, close to a rush, close to an annihilation that they can use to kind of shut down this play almost instantaneously. Reaper dropping incredibly low. True going to be moving on up, taking all of the damage in the world. Not really going to be in a safe angle. The rush is good. It's coming from both of the sides. And right now it's looking like this could go either way for either Germany or Estonia.
Ooh, yeah, but big coming up here, Annihilation, and Ice Gnome has all the care in the world in the 4v4. True's gonna run there, try to burn him down. Eventually does so, flip at 44% as things kind of work in their favor. But you can't afford to lose anybody here as Daki eventually blown up with the rest of the squad, and yeah, eventually going to join them away here with a little bit of a later death. But now, coming to this next one, I mean, Ice Gnome is gonna give up and go over to the D.Va instead.
I think D.Va's strong, right? I think D.Va, didn't get any nerfs, didn't even get any buffs during the patch, so definitely a strong option, especially into that Malga. An overclock coming through here from, I think it's Ratsu. Oh, a nice wall as well. True going to be taken down right before that beat comes next, and Aku does pop it a little bit later in the engagement, and so now looks like it's going to be a really quick flip here, and Estonia burned a lot of ults to lose the engagement, which is a little bit of a problem. Germany is a little broke, though. They are only going to have, what, 63 to a D.Va bomb?
Honestly, it's nice to work with, and now you're kind of worried about having the inevitability of knowing you're going to be locked in a room with a Reaper here pretty soon with that cage fight. Not the best realization to have, quite honestly, especially when you don't really have any ultimates saying through that. We'll see what happens, though. We're at 70% already, which means we're already really in final fight territory. They're going to run down this backline. They're going all the way around, by the way. Big boop by True. It was... Oh, wait, actually made it back up momentarily. Got double booped, and now with 80+%, this is really about just keeping somebody alive that's going to be able to recontest.
Yeah, they are going to get a trade onto SXJ, but I mean, it's not going to matter all too much. It's Kiriko on an island, man alone on an island, going to have to back out. They are going to be able to get one contestant, and okay, Rexu just gets blown apart, but Yoko gets traded out in the engagement. The bomb is online, the rush is on there. Objective right now as Ice Gnome just trying to chasing the rest of the players down from Estonia. There's just a Lucio and a Malga left. The rush is good from the side of Germany. The cage is there, but he's all alone, and the timer is going to run down in an overtime situation, and Germany is going to take the first map.
Pretty quick fashion, I would definitely say. It started to feel a little bit more even once the cat shenanigans were going. But I don't know. That's really rough there for Estonia, trying to pull that one out. But we'll see how they kind of just go into the next map. Germany kind of just, again, they play their own style. Germany's style, I feel like, is very unique in a region where styles are already pretty unique as they are. So we'll see what the adjustment will be like for them going to the next map. Again, full control is in Estonia to decide where we go, what the first ban is. Plenty for them to be able to work with. But the question is, what do you do? Because you saw two completely different comps from Germany, realistically.
Yeah, definitely something to be considerate of. Also, just really quickly, Poland managed to take the series against Belgium in a 2-0 fashion. Really interesting to see that. Belgium did beat Turkey in that opening round. So, definitely some interesting, happenstances, I guess is the word I'd use in order to start off this round. I mean, this is looking like it's going to be a good round for all teams involved, honestly.
I know, genuinely so. I'm excited to see what ends up happening here in the near future. More specifically, it's like, I think Estonia has shown they can do good things. Obviously, they win their opening matchup. Like, they definitely can do good things. But it's a scenario right now where they definitely need this good win here, against Germany. Because Germany, to be fair, is one of the strongest teams. I think that's not controversial at all. They should be a team that top fives. For Estonia, this is really about putting up a really good fight against them, and whether that means they take a map, whether it means they don't, if they go in here and even if they lose but they feel confident about what they did, they can carry that into tomorrow, where they'll for sure face almost for sure face a team that is also 1-1, see where they can go from there. I think that's where we're going to see a lot of these teams really be put to the test, is on that day 2, where it is way more definitive of, hey, we are fighting for our life, or hey, we are fighting to stay in the lead, where I feel like you're going to see these fights become more fiery, a lot like what we saw kind of earlier on in the day. You look back, way back with like Turkey and Belgium, how back and forth that felt. Like, those were a couple of incredible series that we had that really came down to the wire.
Yeah, I mean, a lot more map 3s that we are seeing coming out from some of these teams. I mean, it's going to be interesting to see, of course, how it does kind of lay out later on, you know, because in the beginning of these first couple of rounds, it is a little difficult to get a kind of a guesstimate on how standings are going to be. You know, you have teams that are going to be winning against, you know, some pretty weaker teams, you know, start off in a really dominant position, but then they have to go against Germany you know, and then that's going to become a problem here. But then once you get later on into the rounds, we're going to get teams that are like 2 and 3 going against each other. The 4 and 1 teams are going to be going against each other. So, you know, there's definitely going to be later standing. I think the later matches are definitely going to be, I'm going to say better, but I think this hasn't been a bad day of Overwatch so far. It's just, you know, a little different than what we'll be seeing on later for those top 5 spots.
Yeah, definitely so. And we'll have, I think, a better idea of like who's in like big contention for those spots going into tomorrow. Where again, a lot more information will be available. We'll probably only have like 2, maybe 3 undefeated teams after tomorrow's first set of games. At least for the time being, I think we can only technically have 5 teams at most that are still undefeated, depending on how South Africa and Israel goes down. But speaking of those other games, I'm going to trust Wikipedia for just a quick moment in time. Feels like that could be a good idea. It hasn't been updated yet. Never mind. Do you have an eye in the sky as to how our other 2 matches are currently going? Because to be fair, I think this game started first, so I think the other 2 haven't properly gone anywhere quite yet.
All 3 of them just say they will be right back, so nothing to be shown right now, unfortunately.
Okay, hey, you know what? Understandable. We'll see what ends up happening then. As again, we just wait for this to be able to go through. But hey, we're still big chilling. We're here with y'all. We're just waiting for this second map to get started between some of these nice teams between Estonia and Germany with our second one. We'll see. Again, it's really about Estonia going in here and putting up a massive fight and making it as tough for Germany as humanly possible, because Estonia definitely had some really good fights, but I think a lot of it comes down to that ult control that I feel like just was kind of passing them by in a lot of scenarios.
Yeah, I mean, the first round has already been finalized. The first set, I should say, of round 2. We've gotten those first 3 games out of the way. We do have Germany versus Estonia already moving to map number 2. South Africa versus Israel, probably going to be starting up here soon. Greece versus Bahrain. Those are 2 teams that are definitely going to be looking to get their first win. Same with South Africa is 1-0 right now versus, and then so Israel is 0-1. So a little bit of an interesting situation there. Switzerland versus Latvia.
Yep, game time.
Oh, which one?
Our game.
Oh, our game? Okay, awesome.
Yep, we'll pull it up, and the site's correct. They are. I love my observers. Love them so. And they're doing the freaking Bastion Cat again, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna pause for a second just so I can catch up with my boy over here. Just for a second, y'all.
21, 20, 19, 18, 17,
right,
16.
Great. All right. Aku, what are you gonna do? Are you just gonna launch the Bastion? Is that your plan here, Aku?
Is this the plan, Aku, dude? Well, you lost that SRP check like last night.
Crazy shade. We'll see though. Oh. We'll see. They legit have no idea. Genuinely no idea.
Oh my god.
They're in the back, and they're just gonna try to run down Crew, who's gonna pull them back, by the way. I love that. But now, you've opened the door for Estonia to kind of get in a little bit. But the problem is that, how do you take care of a Bastion up there, genuinely? What are you supposed to do?
I mean, the only guess is that Coffee tries to get something done with this Sojourn, but I mean, you're already down 3 players. Coffee drops out of the engagement as well. It's just a Kiriko, but they're going to be taken down next, and that's going to be a team kill, and Germany securing that first fight. This is not a good start for Estonia.
No, it's not the most beautiful thing in the world, but we'll see what's happening. Still, again, you know what you're running into. Okay, you know what's waiting for you, and the thing is, you have to set up in a style, I think, where you need to be able to turn on this Bastion the moment it comes through. But that's a big kill onto SXJ now, so now you've got to burst your way through as fast as you can. Big rock, unfortunately, it doesn't matter when you're attached to a cat, but they're keeping pressure over on the point. They should be able to deliver the first tick here momentarily, but you kind of have to just make your way over, honestly. Force yourself out into the open and make people come to you, because right now, they made that transition over, but it's still about finding the proper picks. SSJ down early again now, as Bastion thrown over into the corner. Tons of charge ready for Ice Gnome, as Estonia can't even like properly capitalize on anything that's happened thus far.
Yeah, a little bit of an interesting situation. A lot of pressure goes onto that Juno. Not taken out of the engagement just yet. Tomek's incredibly low, going to be able to stabilize for right now, as the rest of Germany are just going to be at different angles, and there's just so much of them to like watch out for right now. The Bastion ult comes online. True's already taken off the board, as not going to be able to find anybody every day. Getting incredibly low. Not taken out of the equation just yet. Coffee finds one onto Docky, but it doesn't matter. I think Germany are going to be able to hold this. There's 2 minutes left on the clock, and this is not a good start for Estonia. They have a lot of ults though, so that could be something to look forward to for this next engagement.
Could be. We'll end up seeing what's happening. Again, there's, like you said, there's some really good ultimates, as every goes down pretty late, all things considered. But still, you have quite a number of fights still ahead of you. You have matching Kitsune rushes, matching pulse bombs. One thing you don't have, though, is a Bastion, which so far has been a tour de force for Germany, and I'm sure Hadi is just smiling somewhere watching this go down. But it's again, it's about like that last fight. It's about finding that opening pick, putting yourself in the best position possible. Right now, SXJ is throwing that pulse bomb. So many bodies around. Tomix, unfortunately, has to fall into it. Gravity, not your friend, as everyone can be burnt down. And Yoko, unfortunately, no receipts with that pulse bomb.
Yeah, Yoko not going to be able to find anything, and so now it's going to be a little bit of a situation where there's a little bit of desperation behind Estonia. They have 4 ults to use, but there's only a minute left. They have to win this fight. Aku does have that catnap, but what's it really going to do? Docky does have that rush, which could provide a critical. Ice Gnome a little bit behind in terms of that grab. That is something that Estonia can capitalize off of, but they just have to make sure not to get taken down in the neutral. That's not a good start, though.
Oh my god. Tomix is down. Kofi isn't just a really bad situation. Lucky to be alive. Gets rid of Bastione, though, so I don't know. Opening potentially here, but Drew's got to find someone. He's going to let it loose and is going to get diddly squat with it, unfortunately. And now Kitsune rushes in your face. Aku is just on the point right now. They want to find somebody, but who do you even catnap here? There's no amazing targets, but with that, you fall. Estonia, they're keeping themselves in it. They got a chance to fight back here.
Yeah, looking really good. A lot better for the side of Estonia. I'm going to turn up my quality a little bit, so it might be a little bit behind. But it looks like they're going to be able to get that cap. Maybe Rexu does swap off of that Bastion and maybe get off this cat composition. I mean, this cat cap nap is not going to really be able to do all too much. Germany have a lot of ults available to them. 2 minutes and 24 seconds on the clock after that quick little reset. As now Estonia is going to be trying to get a little bit of push going. Nothing on board just yet. A nice ult onto this Sigma. Force out of that Suzu. A little bit of damage. Not going to be able to find anything. A nice pulse bomb from Yoko. Going to be able to get rid of that Bastion. So it's a 4v5 situation. But right now, the rest of Germany are just okay, just kiting this out right now, letting a little bit of pressure go as both the DPS are gone from the side of Germany. They had to go for a quick reset.
Yep, that fight is definitively getting shut down. Estonia, another back-to-back fight wins going their way, something we didn't really get to see from them at all so far in this round. So see what they can do as they're walking into a lot of heavy pressure right now. Ice Gnome having the Graviton Surge ready to go. Aku can catnap anybody whenever they desire. And SXJ right now, who, while they have been getting picked kind of early in fights, you can nail a really good pulse bomb onto someone like Kofi or Yoko, whoever it may be that you seem to simply find out there. Unfortunately, for Estonia, not really a concern anymore, as the Bastion is again rolling in. It's taking down body after body. Unlikely to be any survivors here for Estonia, as Yoko, in true trying to get out, it's just not going to happen for the latter here, as Yoko gets out alive.
Yoko going to be able to tell their grandchildren about the horror stories of the Flying Bastion, but now there's a minute left, a similar situation to what we saw on that first point. Estonia not going to have the ults though this time in order to get the job done. Germany definitely have the advantages. This grab could go absolutely massive. If they can wait enough time and just pop this, this could be in the last fight territory, as the Bastion's still just chilling all up above. A lot of charge has been given to the Zarya. This grab can go massive if they choose to use it, but right now they're just kind of stalling out this Bastion. Oh my god, incredibly low, going to be able to stabilize her right now. As we approach 38 seconds left on the clock, Estonia need to get something done. They don't really have a lot of options in order to do so.
Yeah, we'll see. 27 seconds left right now. Grab could be big for Ice Gnome right now, but it's getting kind of forced and harassed around. It's sitting so desperately low. Has to grab. Gets Yoko in it. Just yoinks it in there. Back to the 4v4. Aku is trying to find a catnap. Eventually going to get cut down with 15 seconds left. SSJ going to try to go for a little bit of stall here. Going to be able to regroup with the squad. And now it's them throwing literally everything into the lineup. Ice Dome just gets just isolated. Nothing you can do there. And again, Estonia looking like they're going to bring this one in the overtime push. And things were looking almost like definitively shut down before. And now they're starting to push through third point.
Yeah, SXJ just getting taken down yet again. Germany just not really utilizing their ult they absolutely need to. I mean, they're still holding on to this rush for quite a while now. A minute left on the clock, however, or a minute 10, excuse me, for Estonia in order to get the job done. Even if they go for a full cap, it's going to be in an overtime situation, most likely. So it's going to be a daunting challenge, you know, if Germany is able to cap with enough time on the bank. But we'll have to see. You know, this rush could be useful. A lot of damage on that Sojourn. They're going to be able to get out right now with their life. Oh my god, yeah, nice kill onto that Bastion. There's the rush coming through. This could be another Germany reset.
It is going to be another Germany reset. And now, here's the unfortunate part, though. Use Consumer Rush to win that. Snow goes over to the Devo, which I think is the right call. You have a Consumer Rush to work with. You, at any point, could just decide to, you know, use your Artillery Strike and try to at least get support ultimates out, or I should say abilities out. But instead, the Bastion gets taken out. No way to res. Ice Dome is fighting for the life right now as SSJ pulls out a Pulse Bomb that has no recipients. And now Estonia are potentially looking at finishing this map, but they do need to eventually get some bodies on that cart rocking and rolling, as you're going to give time for SSJ and Aku to potentially regroup in time as SSJ gets rid of one. But Mega Ninja, they need to get some touches here right now.
Yeah, if they could force it into an overtime scenario, then that would be best case scenario for them right now. 0.3 seconds, there it is, an overtime situation. Now Germany going to be back with a lot of players. They need to make sure that they stop them right here, right now. A nice kill onto that Tracer, going to be the start of something big. The Catnap onto the Sigma, dragging them directly into the oncoming traffic. And yeah, there goes True, and there's not going to be much other contesting to come. Tom X is able to get the kill onto Aku, but it doesn't matter all too much. Estonia gets shut down. They're going to be right in front of third point, but not going to be able to secure the job.
To be fair, definitely a definitive bounce back from what we saw the initial couple of minutes of that attack. They managed to push it literally to just less than a meter away from the full cap, so that's a pretty good scenario for them to work with. Again, considering where they were at, it's a really good display. I don't know how to say this properly, so I'm just gonna say for now, QRXU, man, 9,000 damage is crazy. But to be fair, what you're doing with the Bastion was very insane.
Yeah, okay, I've been saying Raxu, but I don't know if that's correct. Okay, QRXU sounds a little... Okay, I think you're right, but I'm just gonna keep saying Raxu.
Again, I feel like I could ask Spec and he'd be like, "Oh yeah, it's this," and it's like, "Thanks, bud."
Yeah, it's that. Yeah, no, you definitely could. I think that guy's on the SR peak check if I remember correctly. But Estonia now, the goalpost has been placed, right? If they can get a good hold going, then they could definitely take a map off of Germany here. But Germany knows exactly where they need to go. They need to make sure that they get right in front of third point in order to secure their next win in this round 2 of the Conference Cup.
Definitively so. We'll see what comes through. As then shenanigans could potentially continue onward, but maybe you consider elsewise, because now maybe they found a way to shut down the Bastion. Maybe it's a little more difficult when you're the one that needs to progress towards a point. They're going to try it for now, because honestly, there's no real reason not to try it. Screw it. So they'll TP out. Cat shenanigans bound once more, as actually, they're going to see what's there, and they're probably going to the swap, yeah, back to the Sojourn instead.
Okay, yeah, just making a couple of swaps there. Aku maybe getting off that Cat, going over to that Lucio. They're going a real comp now. Everybody be scared of the side of Estonia. They're trying for realsies this time. They want to get this job done and dusted. A nice TP and a nice speed boost is going to allow them to get set up in this fire station entry. But Daki getting taken out of the equation almost instantaneously. The Sigma a little bit alone in this bottom area. Whoa, dropping incredibly low, but the Suzu is good from Tom X. It's going to force a lot of pressure onto them. As this Tracer, nice rock also, is going to force a couple of players out, but we're actually going to be taken out of the equation. Also, it's a 3v5 situation, as the rest of Germany are just kind of stuck in here. They're not able to really do anything as they TP on out.
Yeah, should be a shutdown right here. Ice Dome should be able to get out alive right here, at least be able to hang around, honestly, more than anything else. You're entering a scenario where, again, no one's particularly close to an ultimate. To be fair, but you don't mind that too much if you're Germany. You have the abilities to break through this, to just TP through, and this time you're TPing onto people directly, and you create a split comp because you use that TP as well. So True is going to be forced out of there big time. Still manages to find the direct over onto SXJ. Daki lucky to still be alive after getting hit directly in the face with that accretion. But still, it's about finding some of these more definitive blows, and that is something that Estonia is starting to find in spades.
This is actually looking like it might be the opportunity of Estonia in order to go for a full hold potentially, but this is exactly how it was looking for Germany's first round defense, excuse me, as Aku dies a little bit late into the engagement. But Germany's coming up on a lot of ults, something to be concerned about, but Estonia is going to be able to match them with their own, in fact, actually a little bit ahead. So it's going to be a little bit of an ult fight here. As long as Estonia don't commit too much, they can definitely stagger this out with their own ultimates in order to make sure that this full hold is definitely possible.
Yep, halfway there, but you're gonna have so much online. Now, no, Estonia has a lot of their own online, like they definitely have a ton to work with. But really, as Yoko's kind of just sitting here waiting for the perfect pulse bomb target, I'm gonna tell you what, it's almost never going to come properly, as you go in and wow, just getting pincered into the room. Nothing you can do about that scenario right there, as Yoko is in really deep. Needs to be careful without having that recall available.
Yeah, okay, now Germany have pretty much all 5 of their ults online, so does Estonia. This is going to be a massive fight, right? There's could be a situation in which all 10 Q presses are utilized in order to get the job done. Germany don't have a lot of time left. There's a minute and 20 left on the clock. There's the opening rush from Daki. It's going to be matched immediately from Tom X. The beat is good from both sides. From the side of Germany. And a lot of ults are being utilized, but nothing has really come through from the side of Estonia. They need to get some kind of picks with all of the ults they're spending, but they're not able to find anything right now. Yoko gets taken down. Those are both your DPS taken off of the board, and that's going to probably be Germany with a full cap on this first point.
Yeah, honestly, it's really unfortunate how some of those fights went down. I mean, Everett tries to throw in the Captive Sun. It literally is like in like the middle of the wall, so it doesn't actually register. It doesn't go through the wall, so it doesn't even hit anything. Elsewise, that probably gets to, and maybe it's turnable. Maybe then. But to be fair, the bright side is only 3 minutes left on the clock. You're still pretty even with ults right now, and every other ult has taken a massive reset, so the status quo realistically isn't going to change anytime soon.
Yeah, Germany gonna have their own OC. Estonia gonna be having that pulse bomb available. Ice Gnome just has the bomb, but it's just bomb. The pulse bomb comes out, it's not gonna be able to connect on anybody, and Yoko's gonna get forced out. Actually, a beautiful peel from every single player of Germany in order to shut down that tracer, making sure they're not gonna cause any more problems in the back line. Mr. Rock is gonna allow Ice Gnome to sit up to the high ground, but drops occasionally, just to make sure they don't take too much poke damage. That bomb is alive. They could go for a Poco to bomb it. It'd be kind of funny if they did, but right now they're just getting pushed onto this cart underneath this bridge, which is a really crucial part of making sure that nothing bad happens right now from the side of Germany.
Yeah, and Yoko would love to hang around in there, but it's really not possible with everyone that's there. The thing is, they had to take a fight, because otherwise they're playing for one-fight territory. Tomix is already down now, so now you're hanging on this high ground, and you eventually have to just force your way off because you realize this one's just kind of cooked. Cleanse comes through perfectly timed right there to stop, I believe it was SXJ from being taken out there for the moment, but you're fighting back. Every now gone. Estonia doing everything they can to kind of hang around. Kofi is the one person that can really change this fight around here, having the overclock ready to go as Yoko is legit playing for the life. Unfortunately, it's not going to happen. Now Germany is just running full force here as Kofi, try as they might, eventually is just going to get forced back, taken care of, and that's going to be an extremely quick take. Maybe Kutsuna Rush not quite as necessary, but with 3 minutes left, they're looking pretty.
Yeah, really good stuff from them, from the side of Germany here. Now the goalpost is a little bit more obtainable. Yoko going to swap over to that Mei for that last couple of bits. Germany has 3 ults coming online. That wall could be so incredibly impactful from SXJ. But the real question is, are they going to be able to do it? They have 2 minutes and 40 seconds in order to get barely in front of third. Otherwise, Estonia is going to make it a map 3 gigabanger. Nice opening pick onto Coffee is going to make things a little bit more difficult, but this Symmetra is going to get locked at, but has a nice TP available. The Flux is utilized, going to connect onto a couple of players, and it looks like SXJ is going to be taken down every, dropping incredibly low, going to be traded out. So now it's looking like this is a back and forth engagement, but this nice Kiriko, okay, Kiriko, 4-piece from the Kiriko from the side of Germany. Daki making sure, they're like, all right, fine, I lose a DPS, doesn't matter, I'm going to be my own DPS.
Yep, and now pressure starting to really build on Estonia as Germany with talking of ultimates sitting by, 3 really strong ones, one really good for zone, and the other really good for just cutting off teams from the resources. There is so much available here that works in their favor, to the point where Estonia has to be very careful with how they decide to use the Kitsune Rush, and they decide the best way to use it is to use it immediately and force bodies in. But now you have the sound barrier push your way through. Ice Gnome is going to have this bomb sitting by to cause disruption, and now they're getting pushed out. Ice Gnome gets rid of 2. Yoko tries they might to retouch. It doesn't happen. Germany, they struggle for some moments there, but then they bounce back big time, and they're going to be 2-0 after the first day.
Yeah, really good stuff from Germany there. A little bit of a shaky start on their attack round, but they are able to get the job done. Make sure they end this first day 2-0, like you said. Just some cat shenanigans with the Bastion. Definitely an interesting situation, to say the least. But hey, I think that both of these teams, I think Estonia played really well. You know, I don't want to talk trash about Estonia in the slightest. Here, let me change my scene over so that my camera looks normal on your screen.